All right. Because, hey, if you're not on the live call, I could have made it contingent. Like, you got in the room.
Got to be present.
I'm not doing that.
I know.
I won't do that to you guys. I'll be nice. So welcome everybody to this first Tuesday of the month of March. My February hasn't even turned over yet. I cannot believe it's March. This is the last month of the first quarter of 2020. So it's a really good time to check in with yourself and say, how am I doing? You know, how am I doing towards my 2020 goals? I actually did that this weekend, and I just wanted to share with you guys before we get into the training that I have, that I did that this weekend. I reached out to my coach and I said, okay, here's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna share this with you guys because it's a great teaching moment. Ray really taught me something big this weekend. I said, I'm prospecting, anywhere between 30 and 40 people a week online. I'm online and offline. I said, I'm networking more. I'm getting out into the community more. I'm doing 2 in-home events a month. I'm going live 2 times a week. I have an email distribution list between prospects, customers, and distributors of about 2,000 people I'm emailing once a week. I'm reading this book. I'm listening to this book because I'm reading one and I'm always listening to one. What else should I be doing? Like, what else based on my goals? And he knows what they are. And I was like expecting him to say, like, you need to be prospecting 200 people a week. You need to be, blah, blah, blah. And he said, because I go, well, I'm not, I'm not where I want to be. Like, I'm happy, like things are good, but I'm not exactly where I want to be. And you know what he said, you guys? He said, what you're doing is exactly the recipe for success. You will have success, the kind of success that he knows I want. But what will prevent you from doing that is you constantly checking your gauges.
Oh my gosh, you caught out a little bit.
Oh, I did?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else.
The most important part.
The most important part you were getting to.
Okay, so the important part is I will get to where I want to be, given all the list of things that I listed to him. He said, you will get there, but it will take you a lot longer if you keep checking your gauges. He said, stop checking your gauges.
Okay, say that again.
Measuring all the things. Stop, he said, if it means that you have to close your eyes when you go into your back office to see the stuff that you need to see, then I said, well, Ray, I can't not go to my back office and look at the numbers. I can't do that. And he said, if they make you respond in the way that makes you not feel good, then no, you can't go to your back office. So his point was everything that we are doing, and I know that you guys, and it doesn't matter if your numbers are exactly the same as mine, you're doing all these things. You guys on this call, I know you, I talk to you, all week long. We have to keep doing what we're doing and not check the gauges. And he was using the F word, which he does with me from time to time, which is fine because it's necessary. And he was like, stop checking your effing gauges. Why do you think that just because you're doing all this activity that poof, it should just be magic and you wake up and your business is totally different? Stop expecting that. Just, he was like, stop it. So I wanted to share that with you guys because we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I know you guys that want more out of your businesses, we're all guilty of it. We're about to go to this conference where you play the comparison game and you just, look at what everybody else is doing and you can feel really bad about it and, whatever. And I'm going to challenge you guys to really just keep your blinders on when it comes to looking at where you want to be and where you could be and where other people are, and just block all of that out and just focus on feeling good about the activity. Because I feel good about my activity. I am having a lot of fun right now. I am. And I am getting results. So, because I am doing the work. So, and I know that the bigger results will come if we just keep focusing on these little wins, new customers, new reps, new, events, all that stuff. So it was really good. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So having said that, couple of reminders. Our team dinner Thursday night, make sure you register. If you haven't, get your team registered. And then the Heat team dinner, please make sure to register for that. That's going to be a super fun party with the bigger Heat team on Friday night. That's going to be a lot of fun out at Roosters. Bring your boots. If anyone wants to jump into the 14-day challenge, of course I'm doing it. Because I am finding that the more I go live, it's starting to work. Oh yeah, and that was the other thing. It is definitely starting to work. So if you want to challenge yourself and step up, I mean, I'm doing it because I have to. So you can register for that. Okay, so I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about what I do for good customer care, because a lot of you guys have amazing customer bases and you're so good at getting customers. If you're watching this on the replay, I mean, and this is the model of our business, you guys. This is what we do. We get customers. Our best team members and all of you guys were, you know, at one point really happy raving fan Juice Plus customers. I know I was. You know, some people do come in at the point of sale. They come in and they're reps at the same time, and that's amazing too. But more often than not, our partners are Juice Plus users. They have fallen in love with Juice Plus. So I just thought I would run you through a couple of things that I do that maybe you can tweak, or maybe you're already doing it. Maybe this is just a good reminder that can, you know, help you not only retain your customers long term. Some of my customers that have been with me all these years, you guys, I can't even imagine like what that has earned me in residual income, the relationships that I have, the good health that they have. Like, it's just such a huge win-win when we keep a customer long-term. And then more often than not, they do join our teams. So, okay, so this is what I do. So number one, I ask them right off the bat if they want to get this at a better cost. You know, do you want to get Juice Plus at a better cost when they're signing up? I always give them that option because I say, you know what, you know, especially if they're just ordering fruit and veg, I usually don't. But if they're ordering more than fruit and veg, you know, you guys, like, they may not even know that this is a business. They, you know, when I was ordering Juice Plus, I didn't know that there was a business. I didn't know that representatives got paid. Like, I just knew that Juice Plus showed up at my door. I didn't, like, it was the furthest thing from my mind. I was so consumed with my own life that it just didn't even occur to me. So, you know, it can't hurt in bringing it up. So I always just say, you know, you know, I'm a rep. I got this because I wanted to get a better, I want to get this at a better cost for my family. And, you know, if you want, that's an option for you. If you're in an event, it's a little easier to bring it up because I always do the ABC close, which I think most of you guys know. And if you don't, I can go over that, but always bring it up. It can't hurt. And even if they say no, which most of the times they do, at least the seed is planted, right? So the seed is planted. So then, okay, so when I'm enrolling them, even if they do want to be a rep, like I just signed up somebody yesterday, I just announced her on the page, you guys can welcome her. She doesn't really have big goals to do Juice Plus right now. She's starting a meditation business. She's really cool, actually. And you know, she'll share Juice Plus here and there, but I always treat them as a customer. So I'm going to still treat her as a good customer because she's new to Juice Plus. So if they're new to Juice Plus and they join our teams, I still treat them like a good customer because I want to make sure that they're having a good experience. So so I do always do that. And so then I ask them questions like, do you want to earn some extra income? Do you want to get to the first, you know, level and get a bonus? Do you want me to add you to our team page? I mean, I'm always asking them questions because they don't really know what they want unless they tell me what they want. So I ask them a lot of those questions. The other things that I do, so that's number one, I ask them if they want to be a rep. I ask them some questions. I see if they really want to try to make some, you know, at least the first level, the Partner Plus. Number two is I send them a welcome email. and I can put this letter on our units tab of Facebook, Trailblazer page, if you guys want to see what that looks like. And I just say things like, you've made such a great decision for your health. I usually include a short 3-minute video. I tell them to start with 1 of each pill with tons of water, and then to move to 2. I always encourage people to start with 1. I've done that since day 1. I tell them it doesn't matter when they take it. You know, I just try to give them some tips on how to take it. So that's in the letter, so I can post that. And I always email that to them. And then I invite them to join our shift page, our Trailblazer Healthy Experience page, and I add them to my email list. So, and if you guys don't have email lists for your customers yet, I would really encourage you to create one. It doesn't have to be a big deal. You can do it within your contact management, you know, email. It is a really good idea to be sending emails to our customers throughout the, you know, throughout their life. You know, some people are super creative. They like to do newsletters and things like that. You don't have to get fancy. You can copy the stuff that I send out. You guys don't even need to, you know, create your own content. I've been working harder to really do good content. But I would do that, because at the end of the day, as much as we love Facebook and depend on it, we want to own those relationships and those contacts, because who knows, you know, Facebook could go down for a day, could go down for a week, it could go down for a month. We don't know. So, so I always do recommend just having a good, consistent email, because you never know when someone's going to raise their hand and say, hey, I want some complete, or hey, you know, whatever, you know, expedite my order, whatever. I get a lot of that. Okay, so that's the first thing that I do. So then in terms of good customer care, I'm going to text them within the first week. And I tell them this too. I tell them when they're signing up for Juice Plus that I'm going to do all these things, and that I'm going to check in on them. I say, I'm going to check in on you to make sure that you're having a great experience and that you get consistent with Juice Plus, because the most important thing that you need to do is get consistent with Juice Plus. So that's, you know, I set them up for that. So I text them after about a week to make sure that they got it and to see how they're doing. And the question that I ask is, how are you taking it? Like, I don't just say, are you taking it? I say, how are you guys taking it? So, because I want them, I want like more detail, because a lot of this is over text, although I do prefer the phone, but it is what it is. Like, are you, you know, and then they'll say, oh, Johnny's not taking his chewables, or the kids are doing good, but I have to get into the habit. And that's when I start to talk about things called the drop zone. Like every family needs to have what I would call a drop zone. So where does your Juice Plus live in your house? And if a family is struggling, if they're not taking it consistently, it's probably because they don't have a good drop zone, and they don't see it. Like, if I go to somebody's house, a friend of mine's house, and they don't have their Juice Plus on the counter, I'm like, where's your Juice Plus? Because if you don't see it, you're not going to take it, especially at the beginning. I mean, maybe like for me, you could hide Juice Plus and I would still seek it out and remember to take it. But most people, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So that's when I start to ask people, you know, so I ask them that question, how are you taking it? And then hopefully that will get into good conversation and we can troubleshoot. Like, it's like, I know you guys have probably had this, especially those of you guys that have been around for a long time. Like, if you don't take these steps at the beginning, I've had customers that maybe I do text them, maybe I do my part, or maybe I don't. And like 3 months in, they're like, yeah, I haven't opened it. And I'm like, what? I was like, you got this stuff, you haven't opened it. Like, how could you not open it? So we want to avoid that. But that's why it's important to check in. So I'll check in a few more times within that first month and really like hold their hand and make sure that they're doing that. And if they're having any issues, you know, I'll send them more, you know, I'll send them little tips. My favorite tip is, I think most of you guys know this, is a red and a green chewable mushed together for the kids that don't like the green chewables, you know, pushing it together. And if the moms are having a hard time with the kids, I'll just say, look, and I try not to make the mom feel bad because I know the mom doesn't know what I know about Juice Plus. And I'll just say, look, you know, we want our kids to brush their teeth. We want our kids to do their homework. You know, we want them to read before they go to bed or whatever, you know, and, you know, just trust me, it's a battle worth fighting. I've said that to many a mom. It's a battle, you know, because moms will say it's another battle, and I'll say it's one worth fighting. It just is. So, you know, and I always encourage them, if they're having problems with a kid, what I have noticed over the years is that if the kids can get it over with in the morning, get it over with. If you wait and have that battle until the end of the day, everyone's tired. It's really hard. The kid, you know, everyone's too tired. So if you're going to fight with your kids about Juice Plus, fight in the morning. But hopefully you don't have to fight, is what I say. Okay, so then when it's time to ship out again, I do a couple of things. So within that first 4-month cycle, especially, I try really, really hard to get them to either an in-person, ideally an in-person event, or an online event. I just want them to get more education. So, and I know you guys work really hard at this too, and I know it can be really challenging to get customers to come to events because they kind of feel like, well, I've already been sold, so why should it come? You know, like I'm in. But I just reiterate that it's so good to get the shot in the arm. It's so good to come and get the education, to get the reminder. You know, I just say, like, these talks changed my life, and I'm so grateful that I know so much more. And I really try to get them to an event because I know that that's going to solidify them, and then they might even want to join the team. So that's something that I always shoot for within the first 4-month cycle. And then when it's time for the product to ship again, of course, you know, we want to make sure that we're proactive about it. I never offer delaying the product. What I will say is, and I know Lisa's really good at this too, do you want to add anything to your order when it goes out? Do you want to try our omegas? You know, it's a great time to start some smoothies, you know, or we're starting a shred or whatever you're doing. You know, if people are only on the fruit and the veg, which I do still have a couple customers only on fruit and veg, I'll say, you know, I'll just say it flat out. Like, I would love for you to get the vineyard. It's like the icing on the cake. It makes everything work better. You know, do you want to try the vineyard now that you guys are doing good with the fruit and veg? That's the first thing I really shoot for. And then if we had a conversation and if they seemed open to the business and, you know, something like that, then I'll say, you know, do you want to, is this a good time to jump on board? You can get credit for your own product again. You know, maybe you know a few people that would love to get healthy now that you've been taking it, you know how good it is. Because a lot of times, I know you guys have all heard this, they'll say, oh, well, maybe, but I want to try it first. So now they've tried it, right? Like, now they've tried it. And so you can say, okay, so now that you've tried it, you know, who do you know that could really use Juice Plus? I would love to help anyone that you love and care about. And if they're like, oh yeah, you know, I was telling my sister or I was telling my mom, and then you can say, well, great, if they want to sign up, then we can enroll you as a partner now. You can get your product at cost, and then you can easily reach that first promotion. So I just revisit it, especially because, you know, at the end of 4 months, hopefully they're loving it, they're having a good experience. And if they're not, then that's okay. And, you know, we're just patient with them and keep inviting them to events, keep encouraging them, keep sending those emails, dripping on them. Obviously they're getting dripped on if they're in our Facebook pages. And then we just keep going from there. So those are some of the tips that I have. You know, what I have found is that all the in-home events are always good. They always plant the seeds of you know, just community and positivity. We had a great salad party here at my house on Sunday, and we showed the tower, and, you know, it was just a really positive experience for people, and it was great. And what I love about the salad parties is that you can get like inactive reps, your 80%ers, right? And then the people who are, you know, probably excited and enthused and probably some happy customers. It's just a good blend of everyone. And then the people who maybe aren't on Juice Plus, like, it's just, they just feel really positive about it. So do you guys have any questions, or does anyone have any other tips? I mean, I'm not the only one that has been taking care of customers for a long time. Do any of you guys want to offer any of the tips that might be working for you?
I can.
Yes.
I send a thank you card, but the email thing is really good. I love to handwrite things, so I send an email, a thank you card. And if they just ordered the trio, I send them samples of the complete and the bars.
That's awesome, Irene.
I sent out 2 today. So this way they know that there's other products and
Yes.
they get to try them. And then I also send, when I go to conference, I buy the little capsule holders
Yeah.
and I send
Yeah.
those out too. And I also, when you do, when they first order,
Yeah.
I do go over a lot of the things about, when to take it and when not, but
Yeah.
I send a picture of where I have them on my counter,
Ooh, that's a
which
good
is,
idea.
which is right by my fruit bowl.
Yeah. That's a good
So,
idea.
so I'm already setting the precedence that you have to have it out in order
Yeah.
to take it every day.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome.
that's what I do.
That's really good, Irene.
Mhm.
And let's not forget too, which, okay, I'm saying this tongue in cheek because I can't remember the last time I sent one of these. How many of these things do you all have?
I send those actually.
I have thousands of these. I have thousands of these. So yeah, the good old fashioned, who doesn't like to get something in the mail?
Yep.
It's so,
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah.
Because the stuff we get in the mail is crap anyways. So
Yeah, exactly. We just throw it away. So it's nice.
Mhm.
Send some. Anybody else have a question or a tip, anything to share?
I have something I can say.
Yes, please,
I have
Christine.
I have to ask a question too.
Of course.
I do a lot the same thing that Irene just said, and I sometimes like randomly take somebody who's really ordered a lot and just been like a great customer, and I'll just get like a $10 Whole Foods gift card and
Yes.
put it in the mail and do that as well,
Yeah.
just a little addition to the other stuff.
Yeah.
But my question is this, because I have a lot of customers that are starting to delay.
Okay.
And you don't want to be like we know what we know, but when they delay, like, oh my gosh, it's so disappointing when they want to delay because they're not taking it consistently.
No, they're not.
So what do you think is like the best wording to kind of?
So I've gone through this for so long, Chrisanne.
Mhm.
What I'll say is I know it's really tough. I used to struggle too, and that is the truth. And even if it's the truth or not, you can just, I used to struggle too at the beginning. And what I found is that it's like feel, felt, found. Like I totally get it. I know it's hard. Life is busy. But I found that when I started to get really consistent with my Juice Plus, I noticed an improvement in my energy. And that's when my immune system finally started to strengthen and I stopped getting so many colds. I mean, because that is the
Like
truth.
positive,
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I kind of did like a feel, felt, found, like I get it, I know. And then I'll also send them one of my favorite, like I love the videos from the guy, they're the research videos, but they're like, he speaks like, he's got a really cool accent. One is on the inflammation study,
Mhm.
how it lowers
Oh,
cholesterol.
yeah.
And I'll just say, you know what, this video, will probably give you some encouragement because there isn't anyone that can't. I mean, he talks about weight loss. He talks about lowering inflammation. He talks about lowering cholesterol, which is an equivalent of like losing weight. So he doesn't
Mhm.
say that Juice Plus will help you lose weight, but the way that he explains it, he covers a lot of things and it's all the research and it's
Yeah.
3 minutes. So
Yeah.
I like that video. I send that out a lot because inflammation is such a big buzzword and everyone is trying to lower their inflammation. So, but I will just tell people the truth. I'm like, I know it's super hard. I get it, but you will see better results if you take it consistently. I mean, it's
Yeah.
why it comes in the bottles and then just keep
Yeah.
educating them, Chrisanne. I
The
know.
funniest thing is, like, I have one customer who went on it, and he was having cardiovascular issues, and he was really like had to do certain things and eat well, and he got on the Juice Plus and everything, and he had all these tests done months later, and they came out awesome.
Wow.
But then, like, here we are months down the road, and I just checked in with him. Oh my gosh, I still have it. I keep forgetting to take it, that kind of thing. And
And
I
you
feel like
say, like,
shaking him.
remember those test results?
I said it in a nice way. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was doing, think of when you started, how wonderful you were doing on all your tests. Like,
Right.
too, but it's like, there you go. Like, remember, put it somewhere that you see it every day, that you're going to remember to take it. Then we went
Right.
through that whole conversation. So
Right.
last week. So let's see what
Yeah.
happens when I check
No,
in.
I know. Isn't it funny? Like, you're like, why would you stop? Like,
No, I know.
yeah, I know.
Mhm.
It's hard, Chrisanne. That's the challenging, there's
Yeah.
some challenging elements to what we do,
Mhm.
and that's definitely a challenge for sure. But I will tell you that I probably at least half my customer base is not consistent.
Yeah.
At least half. And I thankfully I have a ton of customers, but it's crazy. And that's honestly, like, if we can enroll them, when Ray always says it's better to get them involved because then they're one step closer to doing something, but they're also better customers. Like, if we get them, if they enroll as a partner and they choose to make that decision, then they're going to be a little bit more invested. And honestly, if I really think back and I'm honest with myself, I didn't know anything about Juice Plus until I became a rep. I didn't.
Mm.
2.5 years I took it. I didn't know what was in this stuff. I didn't know where it came from. I didn't know there was a company. I didn't know you could get paid. It wasn't until I enrolled and I got a kit in the mail that I started listening to stuff. So, it made me more aware. I was like, oh, I'm like a business person now for Juice Plus. I better learn about this. There was just something in me that changed. I changed my attitude about it. So that's why we don't want just a bunch of reps that don't do anything, obviously, but if they're inclined to do that, like, I have a friend of mine that is going to re-enroll. She was supposed to the other day, but she's not been a super consistent customer, but she's like, I want to get really consistent this year. I really want to do good. I want to re-enroll as a rep. I'm like, okay. So if it means that she'll be a better customer, then fine. Right? So yeah, so this is good. All right, you guys. So, now we get to pick. We get to pick the winner. I should play like a song. Almost everyone is on here that his name is in a hat, except I'm missing a few people. All right, so do you want to know what you're winning? All right, so I'm going to pick 2 winners, even though there's only like 6 names in here, because I love you all. And so you get to choose, okay? You get to choose between, I will pay for either the team dinner on Thursday night or the team party with Chris and Nikki on Friday night, because it's the same cost. So you can pick, and I'll buy a drink. How's that? I'll buy a drink. Let's wait till Friday. We'll buy the drinks. Mr. Yogi, who's not drinking from now till March. Let's see. Okay, let's just see.
He's not drinking?
Well, no, this is epic. This is epic.
Phil's not drinking?
No, he went and had
Me neither.
He went and had a beer with Ellie at 4. He had to be at class at 5. I said, oh my God, you are never going to go 3 months without drinking. He goes, no, it's the last hurrah. It's like the last hurrah. I'm not going to drink through this whole process. I'm like,
yeah, right.
What about conference?
He's going to conference.
Going to conference.
Yeah.
Going to conference. I know. I just laugh. All right. Winner number 1 of the first prize, who's not on the call, Cheryl Schubert, is the first one. Okay, but Cheryl, you're not here. You're not here. Okay, I'm doing this legit. I want you guys all to know. Winner number 2, Caprice Crebar, who is on the call. All right, I'm feeling generous. All right, winner number 3 gets something at Promo Plus for $25. You get $25 at Promo Plus. Look at me. I'm so weak. Okay, Irene.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay, I'm writing all this down. All right, that's it. Lisa's gonna be like, I can't believe I didn't win. I have my name in there twice. You did. I swear you had your name in here twice. All right, so I will stop the recording, and then whoever wants to stay on and blitz, if you want to blitz, we're gonna blitzy blitz. Hold on, let me stop the
I'm going to say
recording.
good night to you guys.
All right, good play. Good night, Chrisanne.
I gotta go to bed. I have to go to
Night.
sleep.
Good.
Love you
Go have
guys.
dinner.
See you in a few
Bye.
weeks.
Okay.